Hey guys, I was gonna post some pictures of the cape mod I did for my Batman, but I'm really lazy and I would rather just take a shitty quality video with my iPhone instead. But I wanted to post it for a few reasons. One, to talk about how I got the inside a bit black. And two, just to sort of, I haven't seen a video posted that really talks about how it was done. I followed Maglor's mod, his his instructions, which I think he was really, he did a great job on articulating what he did. I followed it exactly. It made perfect sense, and I'm really grateful that he posted that, because I probably would have been doing the same trial and error he did if I didn't see that, and may or may not have got to as good a result. So thanks, Maglor, for posting the mod video or mod instructions that you did. So quickly zoom in here a little bit. This is going to give you a headache, I guarantee you. But yeah. So anyways. Yeah, I'm just like so much more happy with this cape and this figure now, that it doesn't have the wire, and most importantly that heavy lining. I said a few times I don't consider this to be the perfect figure that everybody else seems to. Not because it isn't completely and utterly awesome, it's just that I think that, given that it's such a big cape, there's so much cape, it can really ruin the look of the thing. And I know, guys have done an amazing job at, spending 10 hours and 1,000 paper clips and whatever to make the thing look good. And I'm not taking anything away from that. I think they've done amazing work and inspiring. And I did the same thing, I was doing that for a while, but it was driving me crazy, because all I would do was like fiddle around with this cape, and I totally ignored how awesome the figure was otherwise. I think it was Elvis, Seb, who did the first cape mod, or sorry, the cape, he tried taking the wire out, so thank you so much for that, Seb, as usual. Raising the bar on customs and modifications and all that. So, okay, so the main thing you have to do when you're doing this is kind of take, scissors, just poke it in the middle and just sort of cut as close to the edges as you can, and then just take the bulk of that lining out. Then you're going to have the stitching on the edges here and the stitching on the bottom. So what Maglor did was he just he unstitched the bottom, ripped the wire out, and then right above, like this thing should have been like maybe a few centimeters longer, he just cut really carefully along the edge of the cape all the way around. He followed the stitching line. So he mentioned that he took the stitching out first, then figured out he wanted to cut the thing, and I really recommend doing that, because if you don't, you're going to be sort of arbitrarily cutting. And when you remove the stitching, what it does is it gives you sort of like a connect the dots, like a dotted line of where to follow the line. Take a very, very sharp X-Acto knife and just as smoothly and fluidly as you can cut it. You might have to go back and like cut a little bit off. It takes some precision. It takes a good eye. But given that the thing just hangs, you could probably get away if you're not, the most precise person in the world. And then he recommended, and I agree, if you can see here, this is the line. I can't see because this video won't focus. Oh, God. Yeah, sorry about the quality on this. Yeah, there you go. So this is the line of the stitching that was removed. And he recommended, gluing it back after it's colored with fabric glue, which is what I did. And what that does is, as you can see, it gives this nice clean look to how it drapes over the front. And if you didn't do that, you'd have like the raw edge of the cape, and it wouldn't look as good. So, all right. Anyways, the main thing, you can see that it's now, I colored the thing black on the inside, and I read all the posts, and I saw a few people painted it with acrylic paint, and some people, I think Magler tried dyeing it, and I recommended leather dye. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what you use, because this material is synthetic material, meaning it's man-made, and it doesn't really behave like real suede. Like if you look on the inside, it's sort of, you know, looks like it's suede, but it won't hold any kind of color whatsoever. No matter what you do, it's not going to hold. So if you want the thing black, you're going to have to sort of take the risk of coloring it with a method that it may eventually rub off, or it may wash off. And I have a second body for this. I don't think that it's going to rub off. It's black. You know, my thumb doesn't look black from just holding it. And you know, worst case scenario, maybe I'll get another belt just in case it ever does rub off. But so what I did to color this, it was really, really complicated, and it took me hours. I did a couple light washes with acrylic black paint, and I found that that wasn't working. This was after I tried the leather dye. So I took a fabric marker, and literally every panel I colored the whole thing, you know, completely black with a fabric marker. Then I did a couple more washes of black acrylic paint, because I was finding that the fabric marker was rubbing off, and I thought that maybe the paint would stay on better if, the paint would almost like act as a sealer. I didn't really know what. I was just sort of playing. Anyways, it doesn't matter what I did, it was rubbing off. So to compromise, less to compromise, but more to, I guess as a precautionary method, I just wanted to see how much of this would rub off. I took a paper towel and I just, you know, went crazy on the thing, like the whole thing for hours and hours and hours. Took as much of the black off as I could. If I felt it was getting too light, I layered another, you know, layer of light wash of flat black acrylic paint. And what started happening is that, like, you know, between the buffing and the washing of the paint and the rubbing, and it started breaking the fabric down a little bit, you know, so because the paint was stiffening it, but now it's as smooth as it was before. And what ended up happening was the more I would rub, the less of the color would come off. So if I was to take a paper towel right now and rub it really hard, it would, you know, be black or gray, but that's not going to change. But, you know, like I said, I don't think it's going to really ruin anything here. And then at the end, I took a leather protector, like just the same thing you get at, you know, used to spray your leather shoes in the winter so that, you know, they won't get salt stains and everything. And I just sprayed the whole thing with it. I don't know if it actually did anything to protect it. I thought, again, it might act as a sealant that it wouldn't rub off. I don't know if it did that. I don't know if it's useful at all, but I did notice it kind of gave it a little bit of a shine, which I thought was kind of great, because the inside was originally that sort of, that, I don't know, whatever that was. It's a little bit shiny, the lining. So alright, so what I'm going to quickly do is I'm going to stop the video, and I'm going to take his arms off and post the pictures of the cape hanging down, and just so you can see how it drapes without a lot of effort. I still recommend taking, I mean, I think it's kind of silly that you have to take his arms off, but, you know, the gauntlet in the hands to really get that cool draping pose. But, you know, a lot of the other guys do it, and it does look a lot better. So again, it's just for display purposes. Obviously, you know, as you can see, I post him in an action pose here, just so you can see that, you know, it really does drape naturally, and it doesn't take a lot of, you know, it folds the way it should, which is what I wanted this cape to do from the beginning out of the box, but it wasn't. So, all right.